Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, and welcome to yet another rambling of mine. And this week I wanted to extend on what I was talking about last week. And last week I was chatting to you all about the games that I may well get for my PS4 Pro, which I'm going to get this coming week. Yes, I'm still very excited. So it's, just Thursday next week, so what's that, 8 days? 8 days I suppose. Today is just about gone. So very exciting. So I have finally, through this week, I made my final decisions and I ordered my games. And that started with 2 games, 2 of which I mentioned last week. And another game which popped out the blue after I'd ordered those 2, because I saw it at such a good price. And it was something I wanted to get at launch, which I mentioned in a previous vlog from ages ago. But I saw it at such a good price and I thought I have to have that as well. So I'm going to show the games off that I finally decided on. I'm going to save. I'm not going to touch these games until the PlayStation 4 Pro arrives. And they're going to be my little exciting launch, if you like, for my PS4 Pro. So I'm going to go through them. Now, with each of these games came a little surprise, which was nice. And so I'm going to go through each game. I'll show you what I loved about the little surprises that came with them. And I've done a few close-ups of the things that I will be talking about. So let's crack in. I'm going to have to put my beer down. Good Lord. Heavens above, putting your beer down? What on earth is going on? Right. So we'll have a crescendo, I think, to the one that it was kind of most exciting. So we'll start with one of the games that I mentioned last week that I would be getting, which was Skyrim Remastered. So it came, okay, it looks very normal. It's a very normal box and everything. But what I love about Bethesda is they never ever scrimp on the money side of things. They always give you a little something extra. And in this particular case, if you remember in the originals, they came with they even give you, it's not much of a manual, but it's a little manual with the little controls and stuff in it. Some of the massive companies now don't give you anything in the box. They just give you, this isn't the exciting thing, by the way. I'm just saying it's there. Some of them don't even give you that. They just give you nothing in the box other than some sort of thing trying to sell you something else. And they say, oh, well, we'll try to save the environment. Bugger off. You try to save yourself 5 pence or something. Just give us something nice. And if you're collecting physical copies of games, you want niceties with it. You're spending a lot of money on these things, so give us the little niceties. And Bethesda always deliver on that front. And with this, especially with remasters, there's been a few where they've just dumped it in a disc in a box, effectively, with nothing else. And it's a real, it really gets my goat that, it's almost like, it's just another version of a game from before, so you're not going to get the same care and attention given to what we're going to give you in the box. So I really love it when something like this arrives, and there'll be a close-up of this now. I'll be zooming it in to you. It came with the map, the Skyrim map, which came with the PS3 and the Xbox versions. Now, I think the Xbox version was kind of more of a material than a piece of paper, if I remember rightly. I should have dug it out, actually. I've still got it. And I was really chuffed that was in there, because it's a really nice feature, and it's with such a big world like that. It's really nice to... I know there's a map in-game, but it's really nice to have that. And it's one of those things that I would well be tempted to scan that and even get it on canvas for a picture for my wall and stuff like that. So I love things like that in boxes. They just kind of excite me a little bit. So I was really chuffed when that came through. Standard box and everything, lovely. I don't want anything, generally speaking, I don't want anything more than a standard box. However, we're going to talk about about that in a second. So there you are. So that was the first one. Skyrim is ready to rumble when the PS4 Pro arrives. The game that wasn't mentioned last week when I was talking about the games that I may get was Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which was a game I wanted to get at launch, as I said earlier, but I hadn't bought any games for ages. I was building up to this crescendo of buying the PlayStation 4 Pro, so I was kind of holding back. And I'm glad I did, because it was £24.85 or something on Simply Games. So I got all of these from Simply Games. mainly because I had a massive nightmare with the Shop2 website. It just... They need to sort their website out. I mean, I went on, I tried to order a game. It told me that I couldn't change my address details. I hadn't used it since I'd moved. Some reason it couldn't change my address details. I sent them a ticket to say I can't change my address. To be fair to them, they changed it really quickly, said you can go ahead now. But when I tried to order something, every time I clicked on pay by PayPal, it just errored constantly. It just wouldn't let me pay. And I messaged them again. They said, oh, it must be a PayPal problem. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not, because I can link up to PayPal in every other manner. So I thought, fine, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll go and add a new card and I'll pay by card. So I went to add a new card on the website and it said I had to put my address in, and then I hit next and then it errored. Every time I tried to add a new payment method, it just errored. So I then sent them another thing saying this isn't working. At which point I got really fed up. It was about an hour and a half by this point. So I happened to go to the Simply Games website, and their prices were exactly the same, and I ordered it within 2 seconds, and PayPal worked fine. So all of these games came with a little side story there for you. It was very exciting, wasn't it? So I went to... That's why it's called a ramble, people. So all of these games came from Simply Games, and they're really, really good. Never had an issue with them. And I tell you this, and I'll tell you no more. I have given up buying things from Amazon when it comes to games, because they've gone up to this £20 delivery mark. So if you've got to spend £20 to get free delivery, and even when you get free delivery, you're not necessarily going to get first class, I don't think. So even when you get the free delivery method, you still got to wait 3 days. These guys, I ordered Deus Ex yesterday and it arrived today. So it's first class mail every single time with these guys, and it's free. And I didn't have to, all right, to be fair, every one of these is over £20, so I would have got the delivery service free from Amazon, but it wouldn't have been next day. So I've pretty much given up the ghost with Amazon, because with everything else, I mean, there's certain things I can only get from there without having to hunt around a whole bunch of other places. But in the main part for games, I'll most definitely be going to Simply Games Shop2 if they sort the website out and stuff like that. So anyway, back to where we were. So it arrived, and as I held, I thought, this is a bit heavy. What's going on with this? It ain't heavy, it's my game. There's a song there somewhere. So, and then the more I've sort of felt around the edges, I thought, hang on a minute, I think this is metal. So it came in one of these. Now, normally I'm not a fan of these sort of things, because I'm one of these people that's very sort of regimental in my... So I thought something fell there for a second. So very regimental in things. And as you can see behind me, I like having the things stocked up in the little case, and all the little PS4 signs all on every case, all lined up and all that sort of stuff. It must be the OCD in me, but I like having things that look nice like that. So I'm never a huge fan of when something comes and it looks completely different, or it's a different size. But the more I think about it, if it's as nice as this and the other one I'm going to show you, then I'm all for it, because I can sort of display them somewhere else. So it came in this steel book. It's the Day 1 edition, it's called. And again, I didn't see any writing to say it was in a steel case. It just said Day 1 edition. It seemed to be the only option anyway. And it came in this awesome steel case with this fantastic imagery on it. The logo on the back. I just struggled to get it open though for some reason. I'll show you the inside, not that it's that fantastic. I mean, there's nothing fantastical inside, and although it does come with a little manual, I think. Actually, I don't know if it does come with a little manual. Now I've said that, it came with a few things that were. No, it doesn't. But I'll let them off, considering they've given me a steel book. But absolutely amazing. I really love that, and I'd be very tempted to display it on, a shelf somewhere with some of the other special ones that come through with little bookends beside them, stuff like that, much like I've done with the Lord of the Rings stuff. So I think I might have that sort of idea in mind for these sorts of special edition ones that I happen to stumble across as I go. So the crescendo, it finishes with the final game. So everybody kind of knew I was going to get Skyrim. That was totally out of the blue because I saw the price. So the final game that I got, I finally decide on, after discussing about Dishonored 2, I plumped for Tomb Raider. And it's the 20-year celebration, and it said, to be fair, it did say art book edition, and I was like, all right, fine, I don't know what that means, but it must come with a book of some description. But it's not a book. And again, I'm going to give you a nice bit of close-up footage of what this is behind me as I become smaller and the images become bigger. And it comes in, so it comes in one of those plastic or cardboard surroundings, much like the Deus Ex one did. But it comes in this beautiful art book. The actual game's inside the art book. So this is the case. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And inside, there's just all these gorgeous images of artwork that's been done for Lara Croft, not just for this game, but just in general, just some really, really sweet pieces of art. And they're absolutely gorgeous. And again, I mean, how I would scan these, I have no idea, but I'd love to scan those images in somewhere. Well, I could scan them, but I don't want to bend the book and what have you. But again, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of gaming paraphernalia to be able to, or game, to stick alongside the Deus Ex one, maybe, between two nice bookends of gaming sort of taste. So I was really chuffed with that. And it's not plastic either. It's like it's almost like a sort of suede type feel. Nubuck, as we called it in the shoe industry. It's almost like a nubuck type feel to it. It's really soft. It's gorgeous. I'm really, really, really chuffed with it. And you'll see in the close-ups, I've gone through each picture for you, turned them over, so you can see what the imagery was like inside. But I was really chuffed with that. And as I say, normally, because when I first picked it up, I thought, oh god, they're giving me one of those shitty cardboard cases, and I hate those. I just hate them with a vengeance. But it wasn't the case at all. It was just because it was surrounded in this. I thought that's what it was. So I was really pleasantly surprised when I pulled that out. Thank you. So there you are. So those are my 3 games. Now, nicely, to fit in with all of this, nicely, those 2, I knew these 2 were going to be PS4 Pro supported, which means that the developers have gone out of their way to push the games more, try and give us more 4K, HDR, better frame rates, that sort of stuff. So they've trying to tap into the PS4 power, PS4 Pro power. And I looked up Deus Ex. I didn't know before I ordered it. I just wanted the game. I would have bought it anyway, whether it did or it didn't. And it has been tweaked at the beginning of October for the PlayStation 4 Pro as well to make more of the power of it. So that's fantastic. So I've got 3 games there that I can fire up straight away next Thursday, which I am contemplating taking as a day's holiday, which would be marvellous. So I can go and pick it up and spend the day with it. And just have a bit of a gaming day. So I can't play them all at once, obviously. But Skyrim, I wanted kind of like, I just wanted to play Skyrim again, and I wanted a world that I could get lost in, spend a lot of time in. But by the same token, I wanted a world that was more linear. Not that Tomb Raider's mega linear, because they've opened it up to areas and stuff, but it is much more of a linear experience, story, high action, fun kind of game. So those were the 2 must-haves, because I wanted one of each type. And then Deus Ex has just been thrown in, which is kind of in between the 2 of them, because it's very open, much more open than Tomb Raider, say. And it's much more stealthy, I think, than Tomb Raider. I know Tomb Raider's kind of stealthy in places, but it is an action game. This Deus Ex may be more action in the last one, and I think you can play it as an action style, but it is technically meant to be more of a stealthy type game. So I'm really looking forward to it. All of these games are supposed to look amazing, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing just how much extra PS4 Pro pushes out of it. Because, as I've said already in another vlog, blah, it is twice as powerful as the PS4 Pro. The PS4. Getting confused. So the Pro's twice as powerful as the PS4. And the PS4 was 10 times more powerful than the PS3. So you're talking about a console that's 20 times more powerful than a PS3, which is awesome. So I cannot wait, people. I cannot wait. So there you are. That was all I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to do a show and tell on my decided games for the PlayStation 4 Pro. Let me know in the comments below if you have any of those games, if you've tried them out yet on the standard PS4, and if you loved them. As in seeing them, everybody pretty much is saying that Skyrim is awesome and just the same, but looks so much more beautiful. And Here's a little thing to finish with. It bugs me no end. It really does, people. It winds me right up. It winds me right up when people like IGN give a 9.5 for the original Skyrim, and then they make a better looking version of it, and they give it an 8 out of 10. Just stop it! It winds me up. Somebody go and bloody speak to them. But why have I ended on that? I'm wound up now. I'll have another beer to calm myself down. It really does. It frustrates the hell out of me. How can a game go from 9.5 to an 8 because it looks better than it did before? Get a hold of yourselves, people. God's sakes. There you are. I'll finish on that, I think. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you again in this vlog, and I shall see you all next time. You guys take it easy. Bye.